Okay, so you got your box and you set everything out and we're ready to make our x-ray markers. Come along, let's do this. Okay, so first I'm gonna have you take out your holders and put them out. We're going to kind of organize the area here. Okay, we're a little bit more organized. So we have our popsicle sticks here, our medicine cups for our epoxy and our glitter, and then we have our 3 x-ray marker holders. We are going to be making we are going to be making the 3 sets of markers that come with the x-ray box, okay? With the x-ray marker box. So I'm going to pour my epoxy in the medicine cups, and I'll show you how much I pour per cup, and then I'm going to put the glitter in and then we'll mix it. So as you can see, you're going to use a very little amount, about 2.5 milliliters. Not very much per medicine cup, okay? Okay, all the glitter is in with the epoxy. I'm going to mix them up. All the popsicle sticks are in. Let's mix them up. Now remember, when you're mixing them up, if you find that it looks a little skimpy with the glitter, like it's not, you're seeing more epoxy than you are glitter, you can add more glitter. If it is too thick, it won't run, and that might be too much glitter. You'd have to add more epoxy then. Okay, so like for example, this one, chunky glitter, and it's just like plopping like that, so I'll add a little bit more epoxy. Okay, now it's all mixed. Now we're going to pour the glitter in our x-ray marker blanks. Okay, so now we're gonna pour the epoxy in our blanks, okay? Now you don't need a lot, just enough to cover up into the rim, and it doesn't even have to be that full. So you just want it to cover the bottom of the blank, to cover up the white, the black, or the clear. You can even have it shine through if that's the look you're going for. I tried to get my glitter to cover the bottom so you can't see the color. And what I love about the glitter is that each holder makes the glitter look a little bit different. We're doing each holder as a separate color today, but you can use like the Mardi Gras glitter in the white and the black, and even though it's the same glitter, it looks a little bit different in each holder, and I like that you can come up with different styles like that. So we're gonna let's do this one up here. And you can mix and match the white and the black holders to be together, one clear, one black. That way you can differentiate between your left and your right marker easily, and you don't have to use both whites for both sets of markers. I think what I like most about this DIY, do-it-yourself x-ray marker box is that you can come up with your own designs and learn how to do it. So I'm just gonna speed through and do the rest of these, and you guys can just hang out and watch. So now that all of the glitter is poured into our marker blanks, we are going to take a lighter. A lighter is not included. It's the only thing that is not included for you to make the markers. So you're just gonna get any sort of lighter. Better if it's a stick lighter so you don't burn your finger. So you're going to just run over the top to get any bubbles out. And you'll see some of the bubbles and they'll pop, and just run it across, okay? Once you run it across, you don't have to do it too much. I like to run it across maybe about twice just to make sure I get any bubbles out. It's not crucial, it just makes the markers look better. So now that that's done, we are going to cure them under our light, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this and put these right on top. You can put these right on top before you pour the epoxy in there. I should have did that, and I did not. But that's okay. Okay, so start with your marker blanks on the foil when you put the epoxy in there. So then you're just gonna make a little bowl around it. So when you put the light over, it's just curing everything underneath here a little bit better than without the foil, so it's reflective. Okay, so now it's like that. We're gonna take our light and we're just gonna put it directly over top and turn it on with the button in the back. Try to make sure that they're flat as possible, so that way the epoxy is flat when it's curing. So we're gonna let it do its thing for about 5 minutes here. I'm gonna come back in just a minute. So just a thought, there is a lot of vapor that comes off of the UV resin. So please wear a mask. Again, that's not included. Please wear a mask or be in a well-ventilated area. You can also take any epoxy that's in these cups and use it for any other design you have, if you have a different mold, because sometimes even the smallest amount you don't even use for the markers, so you can reutilize that. Sometimes I'll put them off to the side, I'll reutilize it later. But just a thought, just wanted to add that in there while these are curing. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. That's what the timer is. It will run for 5 minutes. All 6 of them are underneath the light for 5 minutes. Once the light turns off, that's your cue. Now you're ready for step number 2, which I don't know, we didn't really talk about steps, but this would be your next step with the epoxy and your letters now. So we're gonna grab the letters and get the rest of our epoxy.
Add letters on top and straighten them how you want them lined up on the marker. Next, pour a light layer over the letters. Use the toothpick to make sure the epoxy is covering all the edges. Straighten any letters that may have moved, and then use a lighter to pop the bubbles. Cure again under light for 5 minutes.
Okay, so here's what I mean about a spill. So you had a little bit of spill on the side, okay? And that's super easy to get off. All you're going to do is pull off to the top. It's hard to do this with one hand. It just pulls that little piece off, and then when you look at your marker, you should be fine. You can always take an X-Acto knife over it just to make sure that it's nice and clear. There's a little bit of a lip there. Sometimes that doesn't happen, sometimes it does. We can easily take an X-Acto knife to that. Here's the markers all done. That's that piece that we pulled off. 3 sets of markers, you made them. What a great job you did. So now you can go ahead and take off the backing. I leave that on when I'm doing my markers, just in case if I have a spillage, it doesn't get stuck to the back, okay? So then you can just easily peel that off with an X-Acto knife and your markers are ready to go. If they still feel a little sticky after the 5 minutes, keep your gloves on, feel if they feel tacky. This one feels a little sticky still. I'm gonna go ahead and put them under for another 5 minutes just to make sure they're cured. If you have any issues with them curing, you can put them out in the sun and that helps also, if the sun's out. But you can always just put them underneath the light for another 5 minutes, and that's what I'm gonna do.